everyone, welcome to the video. So in this video I'm going to be answering the question, can this power station power my van life? And the answer is yes. Okay, that's it. See you on the next one. I'm only joking. Alright, I was just joking with that. I had to have some fun. I'm going to share in this video not just whether this powers van life, but what I've learnt about power stations in the last 18 months using this to travel around Australia in my van. And I have to use it to power to work online, I use it to power my phone and the fridge. So those are the three main things I use it for, and I'm going to share with you what I've learnt. First of all, let me give you a summary of this power station. So this is from a company called iTech World. They are a West Australian based company, and I didn't know this at the time, but this was their very first generation of power stations. So it does have some limitations that their new ones don't. I did reach out to the company and shared with them the things that I had concerns about, and they've given me some answers I can share with you to let you know what the new ones are like. A brief summary of this one and the reason I like it so much. It has a 60 amp hour lithium battery. It has a pure sine wave inverter, so it's very safe for me to plug my laptop in here, and I've never had a problem with that. I can charge this either when I'm driving via the cigarette lighter. I can charge it with solar panels, which it is doing at the moment, or I can charge it by plugging into 240 volt, plugging it into the wall socket. So I really like that about this. I've got 3 different ways to charge it. The other thing I love about this is the number of plugs it has on here for output. I have 4 USB plugs, and one of them is a quick charge. It charges things really fast. I have 2 DC outlets, so this is the one I plug my fridge into, and you have another one here for a different type of plug. And I have 2 240 volt outlets. This is where I plug in my laptop. I use this for my Epilady. I tried charging my electric toothbrush with this, but that just drains way too much energy, so I don't use this for that. Anyway, so that's one of the reasons I love it. So many plugs going out, you've got a lot of choices. One of the other things I like about this is that it's portable. As you can see, I've lifted it out of my van for this video, and I've put it on the table here, and it only weighs 13 kilos, which to me isn't a lot, and it's really easy for me to move it around. One thing I learnt in the summer is that I like to park in the shade, obviously, to stay cool, but I didn't have a long enough lead to reach, when this was in the van, to reach the solar panels to charge it. But what I realized was this is portable. I can take this out, put it into the nearest shade, and then put the solar panels out in the sun, and then I can charge it. Just every now and then I've got to bring it back into the van to run the fridge, but honestly, I didn't find it that big a deal once I worked that out. It works really well for charging in the summer. Okay, I'm going to share with you the cons or the limitations of this power station. So the first one is, and the biggest one is, I cannot charge and discharge at the same time. So if I'm charging it like I am at the moment, I can't run anything off of it. I did not realize that when I bought it. I didn't know much about power stations. I'd seen Jackery. You can't get Jackery in Australia, so this was my next best option. So what I've got used to doing now is charging it and then every so often plugging the fridge in to cool the fridge down again. It's not ideal, but it works. It works for me. It's working okay. That's never going to change with this model. But their new models, you can run 12 volt while it is charging. The next issue I have, which really surprised me, because this is a lithium battery, I thought that you could run them right down to 0 and not a problem, which meant I thought I could run the fridge on this until it went to 0 and it wasn't an issue. So what I found out was the fridge I bought has a cut-off valve on it, so it won't run a battery down too long. And so when this battery gets to 50%, the fridge no longer runs on the 12 volt. So I did phone the company, and they did give me a suggestion that I can plug it into 240 and it will run, and that does work. The problem with that is once I plug it into 240, I have less than a day, or overnight, the battery will pretty well run right down depending on the temperature, outdoor temperature. But their new models don't have that problem. There's an override switch. You can drain the battery right down. And the good news is they have made an adapter, which they're going to be sending out to everyone that owns this model, that I will then be able to get full use of the battery. So once I get that, that will be a life changer for me, and I'll be really happy. Another limitation of this power station is that it takes so long to charge. So that is due to only having a 5 amp input here. And so it doesn't matter how much, I can't put more and more solar panels on it. The limitation is on the input thing, charger here, I don't know what you call it. So again, I reached out to the company. That has changed with the newer models, and it charges pretty well twice as fast. So this one now, it takes me about 12 hours to charge it 100% on solar or on when it's plugged in, and about 16 hours when driving. So that again is a huge limitation, but it seems to work. Like when I first got to Tasmania, I was 6 weeks off grid, never plugged in once. I managed to live for 6 weeks with just running this and solar. Also at that time of year, you get a lot of sunshine because the days are longer. But yeah, I managed to go a whole 6 weeks, 100% off grid. So it does work. It just has a few limitations. So yeah, the charging time, you just basically have to have your solar panels out the minute the sun comes up till it goes down. And my final limitation with this one is the display. So what you see here is how the display works. So it has just like a little bar graph here. So it has just got percentages, and I don't know. So at the moment, I know it's somewhere between 60 and 80% charged. I don't know exactly what it is. And I never know what's going out or what's coming in. So if I unplug the solar panels and I plug this in, it just tells me 12 volt, I'm using a 12 volt, but it doesn't tell me how much is coming out. I never know how much is coming out or how much is going in. So it's a little bit frustrating, but again, I've got used to it, I've worked around it, and yeah, it's okay. You can plug the solar back in. You need every bit you can get. Would I go with the power station again? The answer is 100% yes. With the setup I have, I wanted to go with a really simple build. I know nothing about electrical. I was scared about having too much electrical and the fire risks. For the simple build that I have, this is absolutely brilliant, absolutely perfect. I would go with a power station again in something like what I've got. I do love it, and I would like to upgrade to the newer model, but it's about $2,500. This one cost me $900. So again, it was a real bargain when I bought it. I would definitely do this again. This can definitely power your van life, and I highly recommend looking into different power stations. And there's some of the things that you can look for when you're deciding on which one to get. All right, that's everything I have to say about the power station. I know a few people were interested. I hope this has really helped. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. I will put a link to the company. I'll put a link to their website in the description if you're interested. They are a West Australian based company, and I do highly recommend them. They're a very highly reputable company. But yeah, if you're interested, I have no affiliate with them, no sponsorship, nothing. This was just my honest review. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, could you give it a thumbs up for me? And I will see you on the next one. All right, bye everyone.